Hello and welcome to My Retired Life. I'm Scott, and today we're going to talk about things that I just stopped doing when I turned 65. Should have stopped doing them when I was 55 when I retired, but let me put it this way. Between 55 and 65, I came up with a list of things that I just don't worry about or do anymore. So here's a couple of them. Stop worrying about what other people think of you. You cannot change their opinions. They have their biases, they have their opinions, and you are who you are to them. There's nothing you can change about yourself to do anything to please them. And in fact, you shouldn't do anything to change yourself to please them. You are who you are, and their opinion of you is what it is. And different friends will have different opinions, right? I have golf buddies that have a totally different opinion than some of my really close friends do of me, because they know a lot more and the other ones don't. Just accept people for who they are. Don't worry about their opinions on you, and you don't worry about your opinion on them. For most of my life, I never worried about what people thought. I did what I thought was right, and I lived with it. Which brings us on to the next point. Let go of your past mistakes. They're done. You can't change them. Let them go. Learn from them, but let them go. Have we all made mistakes? Absolutely. And if anybody says they lived a perfect life, they're lying. They're absolutely lying to you. Everybody's made mistakes. Everybody's had ups and downs in their lives. Everybody said things that they wish they could take back, but you can't. So you got to let go of the past to move forward. And I did that. I did that many years ago. I let go of some things, and those things were really hard, and it took a long time for me to let go of those things. But when I did, you could just feel the stress coming off your shoulders. It was amazing. Say you're sorry, move on, and let it be at that. There's nothing you can do to change it. Stay away from toxic people and negative people. They will rub off on you. I've been in a toxic environment. I've had toxic people in my life, and I cut them out a long time ago. Again, going back to my past mistakes, it happens. Would I ever let them back in? Yeah, absolutely. But it'll take a long time. Anyway, that's a whole different story, and I don't want to get into it just yet. Later on in my videos, I might. Don't be disrespected. Just move away. Walk away from the situation. You don't need drama like that in your life. You might have had it in the workplace. You're retired now. You're in control. You don't need it. Stay away from it. It will just add stress and everything else. And that includes families. As hard as it is to say, if there's drama in the family, step back a little bit. De-stress and let everything settle down. You don't have to tolerate emotional, and definitely not physical, people. You just don't need them in your life. Believe me, if you lose them, you lose them. But your mental health is so much further ahead, and the stress, again, your shoulders just relax. It's like it's a bird off your feather. It's hard to get over that. It really is hard. It's not an easy task to do that. But once you do, don't have unrealistic goals from people. What do I mean by that? I don't think I phrased that as good as I should have. Other people's expectations. You have expectations of people that they might not live up to. That's a better way to put it. These expectations, you expect them to be on the same level as you. And some people aren't. You expect them to be on time, and some people never are on time, which is a pet peeve of mine. Even in retirement, pet peeve. If you have an appointment, you be there on time. But don't expect things from people that you would expect for yourself, because most people have their own way of doing things and they have their own way of dealing with things. So lower your expectations of your expectations on them. Does that make sense? Simplify your goals when you're retired. What do I mean by that? Well, when you're younger, you have goals, right? You got a job, you worked on a pension, you wanted to buy a house, you wanted to go on travel, right? Set lower goals, achievable goals that make you feel good. Like if you're playing a guitar, learning to play a guitar, say, set a goal where you learn to play a song and you play it. That's an attainable goal, right? You don't have to make these big elaborate goals that you want to travel the world by the time you're 75 and you're 65 years now. It's unrealistic. Don't set your goals too high. An attainable goal might be showing up on time. You've always been late and you said to yourself, I got to start showing up on time because that's the right thing to do. And you start doing that. It's a very small, attainable goal. See, it's a pet peeve. I brought it up again. Stop trying to be busy all the time. Busy and controlled busy is two different things, right? If you're going, you're going to get drained. And if you do that every day, you're going to get drained. So instead of working out every day, work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That type of thing. Don't be going to the point where when you sit down and watch a movie, at the end of the day, you sleep through the movie. Take time to relax. Just go for a stroll, go for a walk. That's not busy. That's you time, and it does your mental, your brain. It does your brain so much good just to do that. Take it easy. Don't be crazy with being busy every day because you're going to burn out. You're not 30 anymore. Right, hon? Another point is quit trying to please everybody. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. You can try and please everybody, but it's not going to happen. And sometimes, you know, let's put it this way. Everybody is in charge or responsible for their own happiness. I'm not responsible for your happiness. You are. Again, that's getting back to personal responsibilities and your mental well-being. Don't try and please everybody. I have a coffee group and I love the guys to death. And they get up every morning, they go for a walk, and they go for coffee at 7 a.m. I'm strolling out of bed at 7:30. I'm not going to get up, go for a walk, change my schedule to go for coffee. One day, if I'm up early because I don't know, because I'm had to pee or something in the middle of the night, I might get up and surprise them and be at that coffee shop at 7. Highly unlikely, but possible. And I love them to death, and I don't want them to feel bad that I'm not there, because that's their schedule. And if I fit into their schedule, then I would fit into their schedule. We still meet every Saturday morning, whether it's Zoom or at the coffee shop. So it's not a big deal if I miss those coffees. They're at one end of the city, I'm at the other end of the city. I'm not responsible for their happiness. They're responsible for their happiness. And if I miss out, I miss out. That's my choice. That's their choice. So don't be responsible for everybody's happiness. It's not your problem. But you got to persevere. You got to persevere, and you got to move forward, and you got to make your life yours. So these are the things that I don't worry about or do anymore since I retired. This video here, that video there. Please check them out. Let's call this one